Hi, Matt Cow here. What follows is a lengthy video which I've done, which shows how I go about recording the Chet Atkins tunes that I do, including the process of recording the backing track. I thought it'd be interesting if for you guys to have a look at, and yeah, it's a track called Vanessa. It's got some strings on it, which I had run recording, and it's got my good friends Steve and Jack playing on it as well. And at the end of the video, there'll be a performance of the tune as well. So enjoy. Oh, also, especially with this video, if you're interested, I have a free link to the backing track, which you can download as an MP3. And also the tab, which you can download as a PDF file. So I'll put those links in the description, and happy listening and happy picking. See you soon. I just thought today I would have a go at showing you how I build up a backing track. So I was actually suggested by a guy who contacted me to do this track, Vanessa, and I had a look at it, I had listened to it, and thought that would be a challenge. It's all piano and strings, and and the guitar part is more of a single note thing with some chordal stuff. So there's no sort of boom chick in it. So it'd be quite a challenge to do this backing track. I've done one before like this. And I've done a couple before like this. Winter Walking comes to mind, and doing the string parts is quite a challenge when you've only got the Logic plugins, which is what I've got. But I'm going to try and just take you through the process of trying to build this up, so it should be fun. I've actually started it already, so I'm just going to take you through what I've done already. I'm just going to switch to another view here. So I've got the song loaded up in slow downer here. So if I just play you the actual track, here it is. Just go back to the beginning. There's the strings. Drenched in reverb. So this should be fun doing this. Okay, I'm going to stop it a minute. It changes. Okay, now we're back into the middle section. So I'll just stop it there. So basically that's the beginning of the track, and then we've got this whole extended section in 3/4. So it starts off in a fast tempo. I've got it, so I have it, let's just get rid of the slow downer there, and we don't need the keyboard either. Right, so I've already done some stuff here. So if I go to Logic, I started off with finding that drum beat. So I've already had a snare drum loop, which I've got here, which I put in. Let's make this a bit bigger. So this is the Heartache Swing snare, which a friend of mine, Dylan, recorded very nicely for me, and this sounds like this. It's not exactly the same as, that's more or less what's going on the snare. And what I'm going to do later on is actually record the snare. So live. So, but this is just a good guide for the moment. So I set the tempo at 260, and this, and then the next thing I did was I was listening to that. If I just go back to the beginning of the track. You can hear there's guitar, snare, bass, and there's a piano in there as well. So the piano is doubling the guitar, so we're leaving the guitar for the moment. And so I thought, well, I'll just do that little riff with the piano. So this is what I've done here. So this is the piano riff. I'll just cycle that bit. Okay, and then the next thing was the bass. I just basically copied, it does the same thing, so I just copied it and moved it down an octave. So this is the bass part with the piano. Okay, and then so the whole of the first section, if we go through, is basically that riff, slightly different. And then we have the so I just put in this so that was the backing bass part, which is pretty straightforward. All this stuff here. So I just put all this in with the keyboard and altered it as I went through. Now the bridge section where the strings come in, we had a walking bass line. So I then went and listened to it. If I just listen to that walking bass line. Coming up, walking bass. So I was just listening to that. So I just went through that bit by bit and ended up with this. Okay, and then that takes us to the 3/4 section. So that's how far I've got so far with it. So I've done the piano and piano introductions. So the next thing to do would be to put the piano chords in. So if we listen to this from the beginning. There's chords there, isn't there? So we need to know what those chords are. So the way I would do this, I'd probably work them out on a guitar first of all, because I'm a crap keyboard player. So we had a F, E flat, E flat. Yeah, it just goes down in whole tone. So it's F. Interesting little run of chords there. So just have a listen to that, see how they fit in. And then it goes into kind of bat offbeat sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is, so they're here. This is the piano. Where are they? Yeah, so let's just have a listen to this. So he doesn't actually do that, does he? I put that in because that's what the guitar does. Just have a listen to it again. Oops, back a bit. Let's just open this. So let's just put in a bit of a lower F chord. So we want something like oops, hang on. Here. Oops. And A. So I'm just going to get rid of all these notes. So that comes in with a chord. I think that's too high. I'm going to put that F down an octave. So it's that inversion now. FOC. So just a standard first inversion chord. So I'm going to copy that. And it wants. So we want to copy it. So that's like so. So we want to go down to E flat. So that's going to be just drag the whole thing down. I'm just going to cycle this section. Put a little bit early there, aren't we? I think it's on the beat, isn't it? Bump, bump, bump. That's a bit later than that, isn't it? So there. Okay. Good. So we're sort of 1.5 beats. So right, so we want to copy that one. Oops. And then it goes down that. Oh, sorry, need to let go of it first. There we go. And then that goes down to D flat. And then copy it again. And we're going down to B. And then one more to A. Okay. Nice and easy. I think that'll do. There might be some other notes in there as well, but just going to make these a bit less, they're a bit hard. Right, great. Okay. So, then we want, in this one, we're going to have an offbeat. Let's just copy this F triad. And I'm going to paste it in here. Somewhere. Does that work? Yeah. Right. So, is that on that beat? No, it's a bit softer. I think this needs to be quite soft. I think I'll make this a lower inversion as well. So we'll bang the C down there. Yeah, that's better. Right. Okay. So there's the piano. I think that's what it's doing. Let's have a listen to that again. So go back. slightly different, isn't it? We got a bang, that, it does it on a beat. Just gonna listen to that again. Thing. So bat. So there's the first one is on the beat, bat, and then it goes off. So okay, and then we've basically got. So let's just extend that to whatever. Off beats, and I think there's another one at the end, isn't it? And then it goes into the minor. Okay, and then so this is going to have a an A flat in it. So we want to be on the offbeat. Where is it? There. How does that look? Oh, it's a bit further. Okay. There. Right. And then just copy that. Okay, and copy all of those. Okay. Right. So let's just leave that there. I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Let's listen to the whole thing for a minute. Okay, it's a little bit late, that early, that last one. Right, so I'm just going to leave it there for the moment. So, and I'll come back to it when we've got a little bit more done, because you can see pretty much how much of a process this is. So, trying to make this as important, you know, as near to the thing as possible. Okay, see you later. Right, hello, I'm back again now. Right, so I've done quite a lot more on this now. So from the beginning, so I put in the rest of the piano, and I put in some of the strings, most of the strings for the fast bit, and I've got the slow bit here, which I need to put the strings in, and the last bit as well. So let's just have a listen to what we've got so far, and I'll go through some of the bits. So we have, from the beginning, this is the piano. Let's have some strings now. So this is what the strings look like. And I should more strings. Some of those pizzicatos weren't working for some reason, but there's a big swelly bit. Okay. So, right. So I was going to listen to what goes on at the 3/4 bit with we've got the more strings. Here we go. So it sounds like there's 2 violin lines there, doesn't it? We got. So we got that line. Okay, so let's add in, where is it? Silky string section, that's what we want. So I'm just going to make this longer and then chop it at that point. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 on there, wasn't it? Up there. Sort of like 2 long ones, wasn't it? Let's just do a bit of cycling. Listen again. How long are those notes? So this is the painstaking process which I do this by. There's da 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 da. So there's actually 3 of those in there. And then it went up, didn't it? They're a bit longer, all those notes as well, aren't they? So let's just make them a bit longer. Okay. Okay. Bit of a rest there, wasn't it? Then the guitar comes in. That's when the guitar comes in. So, so. Right, so and then we got the other descending lines. Let's just go back a bit. So right, so these are okay. So it just does that, repeats that. Let's just have a little bit of a break there. So, oh. Wrong button. Starts on there, doesn't it? Just turn off a minute. Is there another harmony in there as well? I think, wasn't there? So having to hear these harmonies is quite tricky, but is a low one. Got that one, is there? Is it? Just guessing here. Yeah, I think that was it, wasn't it? Maybe? No. Stay on there. Okay, and then what? Got this again. So, is it the same? There's that again. Could be. Okay. Does it one more time there. No. Okay, so that's, I think, the first bit of the 3/4 section. So let's just have a listen to all of that. We come out of that. Okay, and that's where the guitar comes in. So I think that gives you an idea of what we're doing with the strings. So I'm going to carry on and do the rest of this, and I'll come back and we're going to do some live stuff. We're going to do some live bass, I think, and some live drums before we put the guitar down. So I've been using this MIDI bass and drums, which is okay, but just putting the live stuff on makes it a bit more interesting. So I'll see you later. Hi. So you can see I got my bass now. So I just finished off doing all the strings. Spent a few hours doing that, and I've mixed the bass down onto MIDI, and then I did it put it into Sibelius, and I printed out the score. So this is the score. If you can see this. So this is the bass. Okay, it says bass at the top there. Now I've just been practicing this, so I'm going to have a go at playing this instead of the MIDI bass. So hopefully it should sound better, but you never know. So here we go. Okay, couple of little bum notes in there, but I think that's probably okay. So I can go in and fix that up, and we should have a bass part. Excellent. Okay, right. I'm going to attempt to record the drums now. I've already set up some bits. I was listening to this, and there was there's a bass drum that appears in the kind of little hooks, the whole tone scale chord thing, and there's a hi-hat, a sort of foot hi-hat all the way through, and in the 3/4 section there's a brushed cymbal as well. So he's using a kit, obviously, which I don't have. All I have is this snare drum and my limited abilities with the brushes, so it might not go very well. If I can't do this, I might hand it over to my drummer friend, who will make short work of this, and it'll probably sound a lot better. So we'll see. But I think I'm gonna have a go at recording it and see if we can get through it. That's it, really. So yes. Well, that was pretty bad. I might have another go at that. I think that was pretty shit. But if I'm not going to spend all day on this, because if it isn't very good, it gets quite fast. And I think I'm not really a drummer, so I might put this over to Jack, if he's willing to do it, and that'd be a lot better. But anyway, I'll have one more go, and we'll see. Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty shit, but there's some stuff in there, and we could maybe loop some bits. We'll see what we think. Um, anyway, so if I'm going to get Jack to do it, I'm going to ask him, and I think I might ask Steve as well, the bass player, because it would be nice to have a double bass on this rather than the electric bass. I was quite happy with the bass part, but it doesn't sound quite right. Anyway, let's leave it for now, and I shall come back to this later. See you. Hello again. Right. Okay. I had a few days break, and I've done quite a bit since the last attempts at recording the bass and the drums. The main thing being, I've contacted Jack and Steve from the band, and they've agreed to do the double bass and real drums. So that's drums are being done at the moment remotely, and we'll have that later. And I'm going to go and see Steve next week and record him on the bass. So that'll be great. So that's a good thing. The other thing I've been doing is I checked out the strings. I mean, these strings are never going to sound exactly, like an orchestra, but I've tried to go into them a bit more, and I put them into the studio strings in Logic, and I've done some articulations on them. So I've sorted out that pizzicato problem, and I've added some articulations. So hopefully they sound a bit more realistic now. I've also done a kind of guide guitar part as well, which is okay, and I'll probably do another one when I'll do a video of the performance and stick that all together and do a live guitar track. to it. But at the moment, it's all looking pretty good. So what we've got here now is, let's just have a look at these strings. So what I had to do was, I've separated the strings out now into 4 component parts. So that took a bit of effort because I did it all on one track before. Apart from the pit strings, which were separate, but I've got violins 1 and 2, violas and cellos. So I separated out the 4 parts, and I've gone through all these parts. Let's just solo these and bring up the thing. Can you see it? I'm going to make myself a bit smaller. Hang on, let's just make myself a bit smaller here so you can see a bit more of a screen. Okay, so back here. So yes, so this is. So I think these pit strings sound pretty good now. And then coming into the cellos. So you see by all the different velocities. Different colours here, they're different velocities. There's all of it. So I'm generally quite pleased with those strings. I think they sound pretty good. So that's what I've done there, and yeah, that took quite a bit of work. That was, I think, if I'd started off, knowing what to do with those strings a bit more, wouldn't have taken so much time. But so the other thing is, yeah, we're going to replace the bass. We're going to replace the bass with double bass, and we're going to replace all these drums. I put in some more drums, as I said earlier, but I'm going to replace all this with real drums, which will be fantastic. So hopefully the thing will sound quite good. So I'll just play a little bit from the beginning with the guitar track in, and you'll hear how we're sounding at the moment. So here we go. Great. So that's how it's sounding at the moment. So I'll leave it there for the moment, and I'll come back with some stuff on the drums and on the bass. See you later. Hi, right. So today's the day. We're going to go over to Barrow and go and see Steve, the bass player extraordinaire, and he's going to play the bass part for us. So hopefully this will sound good. Looking forward to seeing you, Steve. See you in a minute. So here we are with Steve.
Yeah.
And we're going to record the bass to Vanessa. Yes. So we were just talking about how they used to record this in the old days, and you reckon they had like really high action on the basses?
Yeah, that's right. Because the amplifiers and the pickups weren't that good, they would they'd have to have a really high action so they could just hit the strings that much louder to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
But of course that's a trade-off between the high action, which is harder to play, less technique,
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had mine, well, I can't play with really high action, especially now after lockdown and that, so I have mine somewhere in between. I have seen lower, but but then the way I play, I would just be clicking all the time,
Yeah.
So.
But it sounds good. It sounds okay. I think we've got a set up now, haven't we? So
yeah,
we're going to try and record this.
Yeah.
See how we go.
Yeah, we might have to do it in bits, but let's have a go.
Yeah, let's have a go. I'll Hey, Jack.
Hi, Matt. How are you doing?
All right. Oh, great to see you. How's things?
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it's been a while.
I know. I was going to ask you just a bit about this track because when I was playing it, when I tried playing it myself,
Yeah, yeah, with the brushes. Yeah,
it's really hard to keep at that. What is it? 250, 280 or something? It's I can't.
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Pretty high tempo to keep that shuffle going.
Yeah,
continuously, pretty much. I mean, you got a break.
it took me a few goes this morning. Yeah.
Did it? I wondered how you found it because it's relatively simple. I would have thought for a drummer, but I found it really hard to.
Yeah, well, it's a different when you get to that tempo. For me, it's a different brush pattern to slower tempos.
Yeah.
So you end up doing the sweep on one brush and using the other brush for the taps, whereas slower tempos you're doing a bit of both.
Right. Okay.
Both hands. So
great.
I haven't played brushes at that tempo for quite a while, so it took me a go or two to get back into it. But then
I suppose because we did quite a lot with the band at that tempo, didn't we? That kind of pretty much what it was, wasn't it? For you?
Yeah, there was stuff at 280, 300 even, wasn't there?
I know something like Jerry's Breakdown. Or
yeah. Or, it was good to do it. Yeah. But I mean, it sounds like a really simple drum part, but to keep that going and keep it even, as I say, I probably had half a dozen goes this morning before I got one that I was happy with, and even that's a bit uneven in places.
Yeah, but that's that doesn't that's your uneven, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I don't think it really shows that much, and compared with what I had before, which was like too even, with the loop, it's just a 2-bar loop.
Right. Yeah.
It just which was a real drummer. It was Dylan playing that loop on there.
Right. Yeah.
It just sounds so much better. It's amazing the difference. Like I said, it's just
great. Oh, pleased you like it. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, with these tracks, I'm trying to emulate the sound of RCA Studio 2 or whatever it was, Studio B, where they used to, which was a big room and they always to play live. So I'm trying to. So I do put quite a lot of reverb. I sort of like room reverb on everything.
Right.
Then
put the same reverb on everybody.
Yeah, on the bass as well, because they're all in the same room, so you're getting this hopefully sort of sound that gels together. But but with the drums, I mean, hardly done. With this one, I put a little bit of EQ on, just boosted up the treble a bit, really. And that's about it. I mean, I don't really do much else to it. They sound great.
Yeah. Well, I just sent it to you as I recorded it. I mean, I've got 4 mics on, 2 overheads, one on the snare, one on the bass drum, set quite far back from the bass drum.
Right.
With just my normal bass drum with 2 heads on, quite open.
Yeah, sounds great.
But there's no EQ on it when I send it to you. I don't do anything to it.
Yeah, it just sounds like your drums, which is
great.
Isn't it? Yeah, brilliant.
Okay, Matt. Yeah.
Thanks.
Right, nice talking to you.
Yeah, same here. Okay. Hi again. So another installment of the Vanessa saga. When I was doing the guitar, I decided to transcribe the tune. Initially, just the middle section because I couldn't remember what was going on, so I thought I might as well write it down. The first section was okay, but then I went back and thought, well, might as well just do a whole transcription of thing. Let's make the whole thing, a proper tab and transcription. So I've done that just for the guitar part. I haven't done well. I did the bass, but that was just for me or Steve. So this is what we've done here. So this is the Sibelius file for the track. So basically we have the electric guitar part, and then lots of empty bars where the bridge is, where the strings are, and back to this bit again, and then we have the key change and time change, and so then this is all the chordal bit in the middle. There you go. So I thought I'd make this tab available to people who want to have a go at this, the tab and the backing track. When we finally get the backing track done, I shall put a link to anybody who wants to have this, and as a sort of freebie for you all, that'd be so you get the backing track and the tab. It's quite fun. These Sibelius fills are quite funny. If I play this, it sounds fantastic. Listen to this. Yeah. Isn't that fantastic? So hopefully the track will sound better than that. This is this bit. Brilliant. So anyway, so that's all done. So I'll be making available a PDF of that when we finish the track. Okay, see you later. Right, so now I've finished the track at last. It's taken quite a while. I suppose I've done, a session on doing the piano, doing the strings, doing bass, MIDI drums. So all that stuff was a few hours, probably a couple of days work. And then we did the bass, the upright bass, and the drums. So another couple of days on those, and then I put the whole lot together and did a lot of tweaking on the strings, and then mixing and all that. So another couple of days on that. So it's probably taken about a week altogether, compressed, which is quite a long time for these. I can turn these round quite quickly, but I spent a long time on this one. I mean, usually I just do like bass, rhythm guitar, and snare drum, which I play, so that will take me a couple of hours, and then I did the recording of the final guitar as well. So I've got I finished the video now for the actual track, but I just thought before we go, I'd just take you through the elements of the backing track. Okay, so here we have the track. Right, so up the top here I've got the strings. So I'll just make this a bit bigger. So within each of these, so we've got violins, 2 violas and cellos, all on separate tracks. So within each, these are all the notes, so you can see them like that. So that's all the strings. I got them stacked in a track stack here called strings, panned over to the left, all of them as they are on the original track. Okay, and then so underneath that I've got the guitar, which I did last night. So that's the final guitar track. On the guitar track I use an amp, virtual amplifier, and a few effects. Actually it's not showing that. I just want to show you, if I just unhide, I've got the original, there it is. So yeah, so this is the amp I use. It's a Fender Twin reverb, and I don't use actually that reverb should be off. I use and I'm using a bus reverb, which is going over everything. Anyway, just hide that again. So underneath the guitar, we've got the piano. So this is the piano. You can look at these in score form if you want. So there's a piano notes there. And then underneath I've got 2 tracks of Steve's bass. So I did a bit of treatment on some of the bass, and I just moved a couple of the notes which are slightly off. Nothing major, just a little bit of tweaking. This hats and cymbals is the just accounting, and then underneath that we have Jack's kit, which is bass drum, snare, overhead left and overhead right. That's it for him. So that's all of it. As I say, you know, I got a little bit of I gained the drum tracks as they're a little bit quiet, and a bit of EQ, and everything is going through this reverb to a greater or lesser extent, which is a big plate. I'm using a big plate, so rather than a room reverb I'm using a plate reverb. That's it. So there you go. So that's the whole track. A week's work. Right. So thanks for watching. If you've watched this far, I know it's been a pretty long video, but I'd like to thank you for watching. If you feel like it, subscribe if you haven't already. And as I said before, there's a link in the description to this backing track and the tab if you want to have a go at this track. And thanks again. See you soon.